Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Curiosity Cove. My name is Veda.
And this is your trusty captain speaking. And today we're gonna be booktok
Book
girlies.
talking. I
I'm
don't
so excited.
have TikTok, so I miss out on I didn't know about the Fourth Wing until a couple weeks ago, and now I've got my copy in the mail.
Yeah,
But
but to be honest, I feel like booktok, I don't necessarily use it in the sense of like it's books on TikTok or whatever else you would convey that as.
mhm.
But I feel like it would just be like it's like a vibe. It's like you're just a
It's
book
like that
girly.
sphere of internet that just talks about books. Because I go on Reddit
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
mine.
yeah. Like internet book
Yeah.
girly.
Because I definitely look up, best fantasy books right now, Reddit. And then I let Reddit tell me.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing. Same vibe.
Oh, yeah. Well, before we get started, how was your day?
Hmm.
Hmm.
I'll say pretty good. I won't lie. I can't really complain. Work was not that bad. Got out a little early, so that was awesome. Me and my bestie were having dinner together. I made chicken and rice. Oh, it was so good. We were just sitting there and talking the whole time. And then now I get to do podcasts. Oh, and then we're gonna be watching old school Christmas movies
I know
after
I
this. We're
saw
busting open the
that.
claymation.
I, alas, shall not be joining because I really need to grind out loot on our graders to get those skill points, but
That's totally fair.
yeah.
But if you ever want to just jump in and be like, I'm
Hmm.
kicking ass, ooh, great movie, bye, end it,
I
it's
might do
totally
that. I
respectable.
might jump in and be like, I hit 2 million! Great movie, bye!
Like, hit a checkpoint, come
Yeah,
stop by, see
yeah,
everyone's still alive, go back for more.
yeah. I love it. Love that idea. Um, yeah, well,
How
it
was your
sounds
day?
well,
Oh,
uh,
oh,
let's just
um,
say that I'm gonna need to scrum some positivity from someone. Because it was
heard
a.
you. Well, I got extra, so I got you.
Alright, let me scrum some of that. Um, no, I had like an okay day. The nice thing was that one of the guys that I work with, he has a doodle named Gizmo, who I know
Mhm,
you've seen Snapchats of and everything.
of
Um,
course.
but Gizmo got to stay in my office today, so that was nice. Everything else about work did suck a little bit.
Oh,
There's a lot going on. It is a rough
mm.
holiday season for all of us.
Yeesh.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, I was just excited to get here and talk about books and movies and games and stuff because I love all those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a
But
big fan.
I wanted to start with, okay, sometimes I think of these are all really rough, but I'm going to expose myself a little bit. Um
Okay.
I sometimes I think of like things that I would write if I was writing a book, like little snippets, right? And so I have
Uh-huh.
a notes page or whatever of like opening lines or like really intense lines that I'm like, "Oh, that would be so sick to hear in a book." So I thought maybe I would read one or two.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me scroll for a good one. Um Here's one. I was taught to flee. Stillness was never something I felt I'd earn. I said,
Mm.
ooh, mysterious.
But
Or
that's like a good like you got me.
I
Like I'm
so
hooked.
yeah. That's the thing is sometimes I think of these as being like what you know like how there's always something like really intense written on the back of the book to like hook you in. I think of like
Mhm.
those sometimes. Like I'll read one or two like on the internet or on the back of a book and I'll be like, "Oh, here's what I would write." And then I'll be like, "Notes app."
Yeah.
As if I'm ever going to sit down and write a book. Um
Maybe. Maybe it'll be like a down the
maybe,
line type
yeah. Maybe
achievement.
I'll be like 65 and I'll be like, "It's time." And I'll write the best YA novel this world's ever seen. Because at 65 I'll still be reading YA books.
Of course,
Um
of course.
I had so another one is there are pieces of me scattered across the city, and when they all get pieced together, I'm not sure if I'll like who I've become.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I like that one.
yeah, a little intense, right?
Yeah.
uh, I think this one I wrote on the same day as like an alternative or like more simple if it wasn't like city based because it says she'd become someone everyone turned to, someone everyone loved, but to herself she'd become a stranger.
I like that one. That
Me
one feels
too.
like
That
we're
one like
about to
hits
do like some
home.
self-help.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I think that's probably what whenever I think about the idea of writing a book, I always want it to be a journey of like really big character development. Like I'm always like if
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to write a book, I'm going to write about a bitch who like lost her way and she's getting back to who she was. Like that's what I want. Um
Mm-hmm.
but I think that's just because like that's the only thing that I feel I have the expertise. Like I cannot write you a fantasy book. There's no way. I'll never get there. Um unless it's like
What
so
about a
not
Wattpad
about
original?
I can
Would a
take
Y
somebody.
slash N ever fit in
Yes,
your future?
yeah. I've written one. I have written one,
We're
but
in.
here's my thing: is that it wasn't like a romance one. It was. Do you remember Red versus Blue, like the Halo Machinima series or whatever?
No.
Okay, way back in the day, there was this like series done by Rooster Teeth called Red versus Blue, and they just did it all on Halo. And I wrote like a really cool self insert like story about what my character would be and how I would interact with them and stuff. I think I was like 12 years old, 13 years old maybe. And then a couple of people online within the Rooster Teeth community liked it, so I just took out my character's name and I put YN or whatever in it and I threw it on the internet. And I wish I could find it because I feel like it would be very fun to go back and read how bad it is.
It would be.
But at the time it was a lot of fun to write because I was like kicking ass with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was basically I can't remember the character's name. They're all named after states. There's like Tex and Carolina and Dakota and whatever. And I feel like I think I named myself a state, but I don't remember. It definitely wasn't like the state I lived in. I don't remember. But yeah.
Like your character's name
Oh,
was a state in the
yeah,
US.
like I also did a state to go with the theme, but I want to say it was like Vermont. I might have named myself Vermont.
I was thinking Indiana because that one's a pretty big
Indy.
classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been a good one. Yeah, see, but I was 13, so I was dumb. And I didn't think about the appeal. I just was like, which state sounds the coolest to me? Um
Which one's giving me good
yeah,
vibes?
because there was Washington was one too, like in the actual
Mm.
series. So yeah, I was like, oh, it's got to be something like there's no northeastern states. Let's go with Vermont. Okay, my last one. It says just because a wound hasn't bled doesn't mean it doesn't need to be tended to.
Mm-hmm. That also sounds like a self-help book too.
Yeah, I actually have one more. This last one also sounds like a self-help one, so now we definitely know what my area of expertise would be as if I was an author. It says my past will always live with me, but today it stops deciding where I'm going.
That one's a good one. That one's not
Yeah.
like a self-help to like fix your problems. It's like
Mhm.
moving onwards
Yeah, it's like
after
moving
you've figured out
forward.
how to live with them.
Yeah. I think I will never write a book, but if I did,
Why?
I'd probably I think I don't have the attention span.
The short sentences are enough. Anything further, damn.
Yeah,
It's
I
too
think
much.
two-sentence horror stories could be my shit. I think maybe.
Ooh. I like those. Sometimes I go on Reddit and I go find those. For like
Yeah.
two sentence or
Oh,
like a TikTok has a lot of them too.
yeah, well, and they're just like a little nice like palate cleanser from like surfing Reddit for me a lot. So
Oh yeah.
sometimes I'll like, snip over there and like some of them are really dumb, like the ones that are about children or whatever, like parents will just write two-sentence horror stories. just they'll just be their kids being kids. It's like I wish I could think of one that could the like experience, but it would be like, oh, I was laying down to go to bed and I heard a sound. it was my 3-year-old, and that's meant
It
to
was my
be.
3-year-old, or she ate my breakfast.
Yeah, yeah. They always get me. Okay, I'm gonna put a tag up for everybody to be careful of spoilers just in case. I have no idea what all we'll be talking about, but if you hear something that you're interested in, I can't promise you I won't spoil it.
I can't promise either, I won't lie. Because we are going to be talking about some older, like, films or TV shows that have been released from the books. But for example, um, one that went video game to movie was FNAF. And me and Veda just saw FNAF on Sunday. So we might dip our toes into that a little bit. Not too much though, because it did also come out. I want to give some people
Yeah,
some time to enjoy it for the well-being of it, but definitely books to TV shows, movies, or
yeah.
I don't know,
Well,
off the top of my head, can you think of a book turned video game?
yeah, Metro 2033, one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, true, I did play that.
Yeah, you did play that. But yeah, there
That
are a
was a good.
couple. There are a couple I know that have been done, but I think that's probably the only one that got big hype, big hype.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't think of any other ones.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to start by asking you, are you reading anything exciting right now?
No, I'm still fucking waiting for my Frankenstein book.
Oh, really? Oh, I
Yes.
forgot. I forgot.
It was
That
supposed to be delivered the week of Thanksgiving, which I also was going to give an extra week just because I understand it's the week of
holidays,
Thanksgiving.
right? Of course.
Yes. And then we checked, me and my roomie, because I was like, "Hey, did did you get a message about anything being delivered or failing to deliver, or like maybe someone picked up our package?" She goes, "No, let me check." The the like wherever we got it from just canceled the order. Didn't
Oh,
notify us at all, so we just re-put in another order, and it's supposed to be delivering anywhere from yesterday till January 1st. So,
Jesus.
yeah. So that will be on my current reading list when it gets here. As of right now, no, I'm not reading anything.
Yeah. I
No.
I was okay. I was reading a book, but it turns out that I did not have the mental capacity to want to continue reading it. Um
What is it?
so I started rereading the Dune series and I got to like book 3 and I was like I cannot do this right now. I got to take a break.
So I
Um
have a book series I wanted to like go back into again, and then I opened the book, but this series is very, I don't want to say diplomatic because I don't think that's the correct phrase, but it's basically like it's about kings and queens, but there's like it's like Game of Thrones-esque, but not that high tech of like mastery of words and shit, but it's along the same lines. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I ended about halfway through the second book. I'm so mad that I did that because I normally at least finish things through, and I didn't, and I don't remember where I left off. But it was good. It was
mhm.
just I think I lost my book spark at that time, and I'm waiting for it to hit back. And I think Frankenstein might do that for me. So I'm patiently waiting and not trying to get ahead of myself, so I ruin it
Oh.
ahead.
Yeah, I hope that that it like gets you back into like the reading groove.
Yeah, me too. I kind of miss it. I won't lie.
Me too. I'm kind of hoping Fourth Wind reignites, but at the same time, I'm a little over YA novels and like series, so we'll see what happens. I just figure it'll be like a really good way to break up Dune because
Yeah.
like Dune is such a heavy series, like both lengthwise and like you have to learn so much. There's so much world building. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a little hard to read all of them in a straight row. So I'm hoping this will just break it up and maybe give me the energy to continue on the Dune series because reading the first two I was like, "Oh fuck, I really loved this series growing up." And then now I'm like, "Woof." This is a lot of words.
Wolf.
um but yeah, I the Fourth Wind is the one that's on my list right now. Once that gets in, I will be giving it a shot. at the recommendation of like everybody I know. So,
Well, at least you got there.
mhm.
Looking looks forward to like reading that. I still need to read Fourth Wing too.
I need to reread the Metro series, which I've been dying to do for years, and I have the first book literally to my left-hand side, and it has been there for a year.
But what about the third game?
Okay, I know, I know, I need to finish it, but the thing is I know I'm not gonna like it. I know I'm not gonna
I
like it,
won't
and
lie, I think you should never touch it.
I just don't want it to ruin my love for the series. It's my favorite. Metro 2033 is my favorite game, and Last Light was such a good continuation of it. I don't want anything to ruin that for me. So playing Exodus is really scary.
Well, coming from someone who finished the series without any spoilers, I think it ends as a two-part game series. I think the third one is a standalone.
Okay, I can go
It
in with
has
that mindset.
callbacks, but it's a
Yeah.
standalone, and to be honest, I hate the storyline.
I know. It gets preachy, right? I know it gets preachy.
No, it doesn't
No?
go anywhere.
Oh.
Like what angered me about the ending, because like obviously there's like the callback part, and then I was waiting for like there to be an end to the story, like why did we do this? Nothing happens. Because I also was tying it to what happened in the first two games, but they're completely separate, even though it's
Oh.
the same character.
Huh.
Yep.
Damn.
That's why I will die on Last Light
Okay.
being the better
Well,
game.
since we're on it already, I will say this is one of the ones I was bringing to the discussion today was Metro 2033. Um when I was a kid, I mean you guys probably remember back from the video games that made us episode that we did. Metro 2033 is like a staple of my childhood. It got me into all of those like post-apocalyptic like Slavic games, and like it was like Metro, BioShock, Fallout, Stalker, like all of those kind of around the
Mhm.
same time period for me, but Metro really stood out. I just loved Artyom and Uncle Burp. But
True.
uh but yeah, I that book, I remember being in high school and I was like, damn, I can't find this book anywhere because it's in fucking Russian. And my best friend's mom found a translated version of it. And so she got it for me. And now you can get it on Amazon, I think. But like back then it was a little difficult to find. So I got it and I was able to read it and I lent it out to like six different people and somehow still ended up keeping the copy. Um, but yeah, it was really like I loved that book. I just thought that it was written really well. The translation was a little rough back then. Now it's translated pretty well. But back then it was translated a little rough. I got the second and third ones. I read all the way through. That's why I thought because I read the third book, I thought, because it gets a little preachy. So I thought maybe the third game would get a little preachy. But maybe oh no, if they deviated, I don't even want to know. I don't want to know where they went. But
That's totally fair.
But yeah, like I loved that book series. I just thought that like the entire concept was cool. And I think the only thing that would probably top it for me is if they made like a Stalker book series. Because I think that that world is a little. I like the storyline of Metro 2033, but I like the world of Stalker. I think it's really interesting.
What's the like world of him?
Oh, Stalker? Okay, so basically what happened was Chernobyl. But
Oh,
then
okay.
during like they have like the zone blocked off, and so there are different factions that are in there. So there are like people who choose to live in there. They're like bandits. They have like military groups. They have researchers, but they also have these like anomalies that happen, and these like there's like this weird underlying tone because like the closer it depends on which game you play. There's a couple different games, but like it's kind of the same sort of Metro-esque vibe where it's like the radiation has done something very supernatural, almost like psychic-ish to the people.
Mm-hmm.
And so you like uncover the mysteries of like what happened at Chernobyl after the explosion and everything. And I think that world is really cool because there's like a whole bunch of different games that explore different parts of like that world versus Metro is Artyom's story. So I like the world build and all of the different stories and aspects of Stalker because if you play like Stalker Anomaly, for instance, you get to be one of these factions, so you get like a perspective from all these different types versus Metro 2033, it is Russians in the subway. We have no idea what's happening anywhere else. But because
Mm-hmm.
Stalker is so enclosed because we know that this is just the Chernobyl site, it makes it easier to swallow that you're only seeing like this much of the world after a nuclear disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think that's the only thing that could beat it. Also, in chat we had somebody mention that BioShock is apparently based on 1984.
What's 1984?
You don't know George Orwell's 1984? It is George
I've
Orwell.
heard
Wait,
of
hold on.
it.
Hold on. Let me fact check myself real quick.
You
It
said
is
hold
George
please
Orwell.
before we get too far.
No, it is George Orwell. It's a dystopian novel. It's like
Oh.
yeah.
I read in high school
Yeah, it's like it's the one about like the like overbearing surveillance on every single person in the world.
of the world. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Um
yeah.
but I guess yeah, the I looked it up as soon as it was mentioned in chat, but yeah,
Yeah.
largely inspired by the events of 1984.
Oh.
The book, not the year.
Yeah, that's why I needed some clarification. I was like, the year?
Yeah, I feel like
The
nine.
whole year.
I'm so used to people just knowing what I mean the book when I say it because like I don't know anything of cultural relevance from 1984.
That's fair.
But I also think it's crazy. I sometimes I think about that book because that was what 1984 was imagined to be by somebody in the 40s. Isn't that crazy?
Oh.
Like somebody in the 40s was like by 1984 we're all going to be like observed from every angle. Big Brother will be watching da 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 da.
Not Big Brother, bro.
Yeah, you guys got your years wrong. It's 2024.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's okay though. You're only like
Yeah, it's
40
just
years off.
40 years off. Yeah. Bitch, I almost said 20.
Jesus Christ. Oh, makes me feel
Oh, fuck, it's
old.
one of those days.
Yeah, just
Feeling
one of
old, my
those
back.
days. My back. Also another game that was based off of a book is The Witcher.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do know that. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Speaking of The Witcher, I'm not watching it. I can't.
Oh.
I don't think I'm gonna touch it when Liam Hemsworth
Oh.
is back, is not back, is The Witcher.
Um,
Because to me, okay, for reference, I've never touched those games in my life.
oh, the third one is so good. That's the only one I ever touched.
That's all I've ever heard. So I'm like, why would I fucking touch the series if everybody always preaches the third? So I said, Henry Cavill, sign me up. Also, I
Mm,
think whoever the hell plays Yennefer Vengerberg is beautiful.
yes.
She's stunning. So I was just like, you know what? My parents weren't home at the time when I was over there. And so I just pulled up on the couch. I reclined the fucking seat and I had a bowl of popcorn in my lap. I won't lie, I binged the first 2 seasons that night.
Oh my God,
I was
like
up
all
till
in
4
one
in the morning.
go? Oh my
Yes.
God, Gap.
Yes, and what's even funnier, I think I binged that not this year, but in the month of April. And then whenever season 3 that year was being released, I then waited for the full release because they released it part 1, part 2. I waited for the full third season to fully drop and I reclined the seat, had a bowl of popcorn, and I did the full third season.
Oh my God, you're crazy. I haven't seen half of the second season or any of the third.
I obviously I don't have any knowledge from like the game or like what it's supposed to be, but I loved it. I
Um,
liked it a lot.
it's
I've heard it'll get shit on.
definitely, yeah, it's definitely like, I mean, it's hard for it to be like the game because the game is very like individual. Um, but
Mhm.
because like you have options of how to play your game, right? So
Yeah.
it
It's
can't
the
really
same
nail
reason why
it.
Fallout's different
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. But the atmosphere of it from the first season was phenomenal. I was like, oh, they
Mhm.
captured it. It's fine. I'm sure other people disagree. Maybe people who like played all of the Witcher games or read the book or whatever. But to
Yeah.
me, watching it, I was like, oh, this feels like it would be in the game, in The
Yeah, I
Witcher
heard the
3.
third season got shit on pretty hard. I can see
Mm.
why without knowing full context of why the like Witcher fandom has beef with it, but also I guarantee that's the season where Henry Cavill started not to have the greatest hold on had the direction of where The Witcher was going, so it was out of his hands.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean that gave me a lot of when he decided that he wanted to when Henry Cavill was like I'm exiting the show or whatever,
Yeah.
I was like there's only one reason for this. It's not nerdy enough. It's not
Yeah.
realistic to the content enough. That guy it's got
Pretty
to be the
much.
only because like he is a really big advocate of that and I know that he was like I cuz he said it with Superman. He was like if they ever make it anything but Superman, I'm not going to be in it.
Yeah.
Which like hey, respect.
But then he's also the Calverine, which was fire.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah, yeah, that was very fun.
when he turned around and fucking
When they said we'll
screamed.
treat you better than those guys down the street.
I
So
forgot he
good.
said that.
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh fuck, that
Incredible.
was so good.
Um,
Well, I guess that's a whole something.
yeah.
Like book to TV show slash movie. It's the whole comic series
Yeah. Well, and
for
I think
DC, Marvel, all that
yeah,
jazz.
and I think that when you look at like those kind of adaptations, it's probably so difficult to like really pull off because there's so many different like lines of comics, there's different timelines, there's different people who assume the character. There's like how do you choose if you're going to have Richard Ramirez or the other guy who is Ghost Rider because I don't know any other names, or like how are you going to decide if you're going to have you know mini Wayne or if you're gonna have Dick Grayson as your Robin. Like it's an interesting thing
Exactly.
to watch when you have roles like that or you have roles that are like how Marvel did Scarlet Witch was interesting to me because I was like, oh yeah, at some point they have to make her the villain because that was like a huge thing with Scarlet Witch in the comics was like she does at some point become a villain because she's just fucking crazy.
Mhm.
So I was really happy when they eventually did it, but they introduced her in such a different way than what I'm used to and they had her exit in such a different way than what I'm used to because the comics are like I mean she's like the mother of mutants, so I thought maybe that's how they were gonna tie everything in. But yeah,
Dude,
it's
that's because Multiverse was a garbage film.
multiverse was rough, and how
They
they
had such an opportunity.
I kept telling everybody it is such a shame that that is the movie that is like tagged as the multiverse because if they had tagged like Spider-Man No Way Home as the multiverse movie, I think it'd be banger. You know,
Yeah.
like they gave the wrong hero the multiverse movie.
Well, on top of that, it it's not a multiverse film.
Yeah.
Granted, like okay, spoiler ahead here. They dip their toe into X-Men, but also like Fantastic Four and the whole multiverse of like Wanda being Scarlet Witch and being a mom.
Yeah,
But I
Captain
hate that.
Carter and all that stuff
Yes, but
wrapped
I
in
also
there.
hate I forgot Captain Carter was in there,
Yeah.
yuck. But it was also like America's big like I guess little superhero entrance cuz she was the chick who was doing all the stars and like teleporting through the different realms.
Yeah.
Like she's got that power, yeah, but like I didn't like her character. She felt useless. She felt like dumb. I'm sorry, but like I didn't know what she was supposed to be doing.
Oh
She didn't even like
yeah.
fully figure out her
Call
powers.
call the little gay girl dumb, Cap. No, I also didn't like her character very much. I just thought she fell flat.
Yes, it
Like
didn't
I
go
just
anywhere.
yeah, I just thought that like I was like this entire time it feels like we're training her to take what is supposed to be essentially the place of Doctor Strange, right? Like
Yes,
not as the keeper of the time stone or anything, but like her role is being
a
subbed
gateway
in.
guardian.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so surely she's gonna do some super badass thing in this movie. And then she just didn't.
Nope.
So I was like, oh, great. So the whole movie is just get down, Mr. President, for this little girl
Yeah.
named America, which is
Mhm.
wild.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. And then, yeah, I really loved their inclusiveness of giving her two moms. I felt so, yeah, I felt so represented
Both
by
are
that.
probably dead.
Yeah, I felt so represented by the fact that somebody had two moms. Um, It's just such a strange, like they made such a big deal about it in the one scene, and I was like, "Ooh, we didn't want representation like this. You could just bring one of our gay heroes out, like it's fine." You could have just
We
done
don't
like,
need to force anything
honestly,
here,
you could have
guys.
just
Come
had
on.
any sort of gay storyline, and we would have been chill with it. We didn't even really need it, if we're being honest, but you know, it whatever happens. um,
Oh shit.
uh, but yeah, I just like, I don't know, the multiverse kind of, that's when I was like, if they were to let Marvel die, I think I'd be chill with it. You
Oh,
know?
if they let it die after Endgame?
Yeah.
Or like closed off some other loose ends.
Yeah. If they had, I
I
mean,
agree.
don't get me wrong, there are things like I love Anthony Mackie's like introduction as Captain America. And I love the Thunderbolts because that was a really fun movie. Like it wasn't the greatest, but it was a very fun watch. And I loved uh Fantastic Four and everything. But like none of it matters because you're just like nuking the MCU in a couple years. So
Yeah.
what's the point?
Like, what even is the point of phase
Why be
four if you're
hype
just gonna
about
nuke
it?
everything?
Yeah, why be hype about it? So I mean, like, yeah, I kind of feel like they should have let it die after Endgame, and I would have been like, "Duh." I could have just rewatched them for the rest of my life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yet here we
but
are.
whatever. I get one more or two more, maybe if he doesn't die in the first one. One more Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes, and then we're moving on.
Is the one or two more Doomsday and Secret Wars?
Yeah, because I think he's gonna
Okay.
die. I think he's gonna die, but I can't decide if they kill him. Well, no, I know he's gonna die, but I can't decide if they're gonna do it in the first one or the second one. He's too old. He can't be in these films anymore. I love him. I do. That's my man. That's my husband. I love him. But like, let's be honest, man. What's your story?
No, that's totally fair.
What's
Like
your
that's the same
story?
thing with Zoe Saldana in the Avatar series. She started when she was 28 and she's gonna be 50 something now.
Yeah. What's your story? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got other things to make.
Yeah,
Guys,
for
come on.
sure. Yeah. We don't need to be.
We don't need to
It,
keep you chained
it's
here.
also
Tilly's 90s for Hugh Jackman, okay?
she's almost 50.
Zoe Saldana?
Yeah.
I think so.
She is a babe for being almost
Yeah,
50.
she's
Holy shit.
47, yeah.
Damn, what a babe.
I was like
Um,
somewhere around 50 is what she said, so.
yeah. I wonder if she's gonna even come back in Marvel. Probably not, no. I think the Guardians are done, right?
Yeah, James Gunn is now officially the head of the DC area, but it's also a little strange because the first trailer for Supergirl just came out and it's not
Oh
made
no.
by James Gunn.
Oh no. They've done it. They did it. They did the thing.
Let me see. No, the director is Craig CapnJaywow. I could be saying that wrong. That's my apologies.
Um, how do you spell that?
Gillespie.
Oh, Giuseppe.
My bad. Italian. He looks like a Giuseppe. All of his pictures have that same Italian hat.
I'm
But
so
he
sorry.
also did direct Cruella.
Yeah, I was gonna
So,
say that's the guy who did I, Tanya. I actually love him.
hmm. But my whole thing was I thought James Gunn, having set up Supergirl in Superman, would also direct Supergirl.
Mm,
But
no,
no.
nope. And you know why? Because
What?
DC.
Yeah, but I thought he was supposed to take over everything.
No, they don't give a shit. Listen, you saw how they treated Zack Snyder, right? I mean, we don't want that to happen again. So honestly, I'm not surprised that they're having multiple directors. And like, yeah, he introduced Supergirl, but maybe it was before his deal was finalized, so they did go with somebody else for the actual Supergirl
Mm,
movie. And maybe now he'll just be 2.0 Zack Snyder for the DC universe, but
maybe.
yeah. I just hope that they treat him better because the Snyder cut was phenomenal and they are awful.
The Snyder cut of like Justice League?
Yes.
Oh, I thought Justice League was garbage.
Yeah, did you watch the Snyder cut?
Yes.
You still thought it was garbage?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I thought it was better than the original release,
I thought that cut
but
it
no.
filled in every question that I had when I watched Justice League. But I think maybe I think it's phenomenal because I hated Justice League so much. And so
Probably.
because it fixed things, I was like, "Oh, this is fucking incredible." I also only watched it once. So
I think it
that's
fixed
saying
a lot of
anything.
questions that you had in regards to the original cut, but I still think overall, I think Justice League could have been done 10 times better.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the DC universe, I think my thing though is I hold them at such a low standard because I've always thought they've been bad with movies, amazing with shows, bad at movies.
Yes, I back you 100%.
Yeah. So I've always held their movies at such a low bar. Justice
Mhm.
League just really, really upset me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Martian Manhunter personally.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where they go. I think now they've got a more clear path in front of them because they don't have to compete with Marvel, which let's be honest, they were doing for a very long time.
They
So
also shouldn't have been because they're a separate realm, and if you focus on your own
I
shit within CGI
swear
as well,
to
get it together.
God, I my biggest argument, the entire time that DC was kind of fucking up was I was like, go dark, go dark. You are the dark comics, you are the dark universe. Just lean into it. We will go to Marvel for haha funny Robert Downey Jr. teehee laughies, and then we will go to DC for damn this is brutal. Lean
I will never forgive
into
them for
it.
not making Joker scary.
Yeah. Oh god. And it's such a shame because you go like you look back at like Dark Knight and the reason that Dark Knight worked so well was because they leaned into the fucked up tragedy that is the DCEU.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then Justice League and Wonder Woman and all that so buddy haha funny and I'm like, "Guys, come on. I don't come here for laughs. I come here because I want to be sad that, you know, Superman wants to be human more than anything and he can't because he's cursed to be the savior of the world even though he just wants a fucking normal life because he was raised in the cornfields or whatever. And I come here because I want to watch Batman be Batman after losing both of his parents because that's a super tragic story and honestly I like the fact that he thinks he doesn't kill people. um
Yeah, he just knocks them out.
yeah. Yeah. Ah, he's just sleeping.
I used my taser option on my bat gun.
Do you think guns don't kill people? No, it's just sleeping really heavy.
Really heavy. If you kick him, see, he's alive. He makes the
God, I love
noise.
those. I love those videos. Um, but uh, but yeah, I think comics are a really good example. I think though of taking a material and making it into something phenomenal, because there's so much room for interpretation, which is why I often think that like vague books make better movies. Like, and what I mean by that is like a book that is not super detailed on something that gives you some room to explore. It's the reason why I like the movie adaptation of The Martian so much, is because they focus so much on what he's doing in the hub in the book and like how he's communicating, that they leave it so open for like what's happening on Earth, what's happening with his like crew on the ship as they're back home, what's happening on Mars itself, what's happening with the rest of space, how is the public taking it, like all of that is so vague in the book. It gave them so much room to run with it in the movie. So
Hmm.
I both love the book and love the movie,
Hmm.
which is why I'm excited for Project Hail Mary, because I think it's going to be very similar.
Interesting. Well, how do you think they're gonna take Hail Mary? Like, do you think they're
Ooh.
gonna just fully focus on like the plot, or do you think they're gonna touch something like not well explained in the book?
So I think when it comes to Project Hail Mary, it is set in, okay, so if for anybody who doesn't know what the book about, it's in like the not so distant future, and essentially what's happening is there is the main character working with like a uh alien from another planet, and they are working collectively to essentially save the entire universe because I believe the sun is dying. I read it a few years ago, but I think it's either the sun is dying or the sun is about to explode. One of those two.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the last ditch effort for them to essentially stop that from happening.
Mm-hmm.
And very much like The Martian, scientifically it's very detailed, but atmospherically, like world wise, there's not so much there where they'll be able to really run away with it. I think that they'll probably make it a little more sentimental than the book, because the book is very like, I mean, it's got its moments, but the book is very like, we have to get this done, and here's how it's happening, and like here are the
Mm-hmm.
problems we're running into, and here's like where we lose hope and where we gain hope, and blah 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 blah. But I think that in the movie they'll have a lot that they can change without having to worry about it affecting the plot. So I think we are gonna see changes. I'm excited for it. I think we're gonna see changes to it, but I think that the changes will be like small enough or like trivial enough to where it will still feel like they followed the book.
Yeah, I also feel like I have no idea what goes on in the plot, obviously, but I feel like there's like that rock guy or whatever,
Hmm.
the like alien guy. I feel like they could really turn it in a way where like you're pulling at heartstrings. Because to be honest, and here's my like statement on like space movies, whenever they're like, oh, well, what about the people back at home? But we're sent this far away to figure out like a resolution for the dying planet, is like when they have to get the bad news of, oh, we can't save said planet or whatever.
Hmm.
I don't really know how much of the viewers' heartstrings are pulled at that.
Yeah.
For
Uh,
like the planet. Not like
yeah.
I would feel more bad for like for example it's Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
I would feel bad for him
Right.
or the rock guy.
Yeah.
But for the whole planet, I'd be like, "Ooh, damn."
Yeah.
That's about
I
it.
think I mean it's kind of it's interesting because the character, the main character's name is Ryland. Um
Mhm.
and he is like a middle school teacher. So he's kind of got that like very kind of good with people vibe to him. Um, so he gets along with the the alien from, I believe the star or the planet that they're from is, I could be wrong. This could be the name of something else, but I think it's called Tau Ceti, is like
Hmm.
the star that the other creature is from. And so like him kind of getting buddy buddy with the creature in the book, it kind of makes you feel like, oh, I really want both of you to be able to do this for your planets, because like then
Hmm.
you guys can have like a long lasting interstellar like planet relationship, you know, and that'd be really sick. And I think that that's probably like the vibe that they'll focus on in the movie, is like they're kind of buddy buddy, like they're bonding, even though they're from two separate planets, as they try to, you know, uh, save everyone, because
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure the sun is dying. Because I think the whole issue is there's going to be an ice age, and I can't remember if it's because the sun is dying or because it's in the first stage of going supernova where it gets smaller and then explodes, or if it's
Yeah.
because it's just dimming. But
Yeah.
one of those is happening, and so it's they're like, oh, if we don't finish this in the next 50 years or whatever, there's gonna be an ice age and all of humanity will be dead. And then the other planet is like, yeah, this has been happening to us too, and we've been able to resist it, but we also want to do it. And so they kind of like form this partnership to try to like use each other's resources to come up with a solution. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if I honestly, without telling you which happens in the book, I am interested to see if they'll have them reach a solution or not.
Like they could not reach resolution.
Oh yeah, that's totally possible that they could just like, I mean, it would be very difficult to reach a solution for a natural occurring ice age.
Yeah.
Um, but so I'm interested to see if they go the scientifically accurate route, which is probably not going to solve it, but maybe 25 years after the ice age we come up with a solution so it doesn't happen again and now everybody lives in space, or if they'll go the route of like, hoo happy, go, yay, happy ending, we fixed it last second.
Yeah. Now I'm excited for it.
I know.
Damn.
Can we see that one in theaters? I am really
Yeah,
excited
remember
for
when it
it.
was getting released? Actually, you know what? It doesn't matter because I'm actually updating my little calendar here for next year already, and I always put movie releases and game releases in, so
Hell yeah. It comes
I'll have
out,
it under wraps.
I don't remember what day, but it comes out in March.
Oh my god, we're so in.
We're so in. Um,
I think we unfortunately have diverted from doing book talk for an hour.
that's so funny. Just leave it to us to immediately just go to movies. We're just a movie podcast.
Yeah, but I also did preface it in our tweet. I said,
Yeah.
trust there will be tangents.
Yeah.
And
Well,
there was plural.
maybe do you just want to rattle off? We can let everybody go before we get on another tangent and just rattle off maybe like your top 5 favorite books you've read or that hold like a good memory with you.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
First of all is. Ooh, I'm gonna out myself here. But it's fine. It's the Warrior series.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was a warrior cat girly back in the day. I was not a fucking furry for anyone who tries to jump the fucking gun.
Okay, I was an
I'm
Animorph
not.
girly.
I loved Animorph as well, but the warrior cats were so good.
Never got into it.
I read all of them from each saga. I read the kings and queens of them. Fire. Those ones will have a special place in my heart for my elementary school girly, like at heart. For my middle school, would probably have to be the Hunger Games and Divergent series. I'm gonna lump those because that was the era of dystopian.
Yeah.
Maze Runner was in there too. I just never read that one. So those two together. And then freshman year of high school is when, oh no, it was 8th grade. I read my favorite series of all time. It's the Tiger's Curse series.
Yeah.
That one is a what, one, two, three. 4 book series. It's technically 5, but I don't like the 5th one. It's basically an OVA with the 2 main characters after the 4th book, but I think the 4th book ended just perfectly enough that if you never read the 5th one, you're fine. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna leave it there. So Tiger's Curse is my all-time favorite, and then that jumps me into Akatara series, and so I have the full series of that. And then I think for a 5th, hmm. You know, for the 5th, as like an old school book that I genuinely liked reading and dissecting, because I love dissecting books in English class in high school. I didn't have one in uni though, because I tested out in AP Lit in high school, so I didn't have to do it in college. But I loved reading the Odyssey
Oh, yeah.
because then that went through like imagery, it used color theory, you had to learn all the like old school like Greek names, why might have the gods have done this, why didn't they do this, and then I guess that like stroke up the like love for Epic the Musical now,
Yeah.
but dissecting it back in high school and like sitting in your like your little groups of threes and fours, and like talking with your groups and having like full-blown healthy discussions about a book, that was probably the first book I ever did that with, I think.
Hell
Like of
yeah.
like a knowledgeable conversation, because like you could talk about books when you're little, be like, oh well, this is my favorite comic book, but I think the Odyssey was probably like my first one.
Yeah. That's fair. No, I think that's very, very fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, luckily my
Yeah.
list is only 4 long because we already talked about Metro 2033, which would be on it.
Of course, of
I would
course.
put The Martian on it as well, but if we're being completely honest, I think that The Martian is my like it is one of my favorite books,
Mm.
but it doesn't hold the same place in my heart that these 4 do. Um so first one is Heir Apparent, which is
Oh.
a book that I read when I was a kid about a girl who gets a VR like certificate from like her dad for her birthday, and she goes to this like VR place and she plugs in and it malfunctions, so she has to beat the game to get out of it. It is not the first of that type of story, and it will not be the last. However, it was a very fun read at like 8 years old. Yeah,
This
and
is
it
a
just like
gorgeous book cover. I'm
I
looking at it right now.
know. It's actually, I wonder if it's still that good of a read.
You should get it.
I should get it. I should get it and reread it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least for nostalgia factor.
Are you talking about, is the cover you're talking about the split down the sword one?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is like, it's
I would
very
pick that up.
2000s.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure.
But like it's also just like I never heard of anything from the artist again, or from the author again. I never heard like anything
Who's the
about
author?
Vivian Van Velde.
Vivian Van Velde. It's a dope ass name.
Yeah,
I'll
I
give her
know. Yeah,
that.
the triple V dude.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I just like, and there's so little that I remember of it that I like. I would love to reread it and maybe give a book report on a podcast. I'll be like, hey, I finally reread it. Here you go. Because I wonder if the writing would hold up for one. And then for two, I wonder if the story is anything of like what I remember. Because I
Mm-hmm.
remember her being like totally upset that her dad got her this certificate because like she doesn't really have a relationship with her dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember her getting into the game and being so clueless. And every time she dies, she resets, right? And she's just stuck in this thing until she wins the game. So I remember like a whole bunch of scenes of like her written out of like her failing and her dying, and she just keeps overcoming and like learning the mechanics and getting past it. And so I feel like now it would be such a sick read, but I don't, it could be Scholastic book fair shit, right? It could be like toddler
Yeah, yeah.
writing. So who knows? But as a kid, I read that book like 30 times. I loved it so much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's very like 2000s like book cover. I love it. The
That's
next
funny that you said that. The fucking cool book thing.
yeah, the Scholastic Book Fair.
Yeah, I was like, dude, you fucking threw it back. That made me laugh. Holy
um
shit.
but the next one is actually one I picked up from a Scholastic Book Fair called Full Tilt. It's by ooh, a dude, Neil something.
Yes.
Neil Shusterman.
Hmm.
And it is a book about a kid who it's a horror book, but it's like kind of R.L. Stine horror, where it's like not really like hack and slasher and scary. It's like psychological and like scares kids. And it's about this kid who has to go through a whole bunch of terrifying like rides at an amusement park in order to save his brother or maybe his brother's soul. I can't really remember. Don't remember very much about the book, but I remember really enjoying it. The next one is called Crash Into Me. This book I can still vouch for because I read it every once in a while. It is the only book that ever makes me cry time and time again because I refuse to read The Fault in Our Stars. And dude, I refuse to do it. It's too sad. But Crash Into Me is about a whole bunch of kids who make a pact to visit the sites of famous celebrities who killed themselves and then drive to Death Valley in California and commit suicide together. And it is about
Oh
their
my
journey. It
God.
is
What did you
dark.
say this book was called?
Crash Into Me. And it is a phenomenal read. I would highly recommend it to anybody who has mental health issues. And I know that sounds backwards, but I promise you, it's a good read.
Holy wow.
Yeah, it is. I have my copy. You can borrow it if you want, girl. Like, I'm telling you, it's a good read.
I was about to
Um,
say, you might have to slide that to me, actually. That
absolutely
sounded
will.
like holy Jesus.
Yeah, it is. It's very, very intense. Like, I think I can find the back cover because reading it is what made me like reading like the summary of it or whatever is what made me um pick it up because I was like, oh, this is fucking dark. I think I was in high school. Um,
Hmm.
so it was definitely not something I should have been reading. However,
I have one that I
uh,
shouldn't have been reading either, but I'll share it after yours as an honorable
it
mention.
says Owen, Frank, Audrey, and Janae have one thing in common. They all want to die. When they meet online after each attempts suicide and fails, they make a deadly pact. They will escape together on a summer road trip to visit the sites of celebrity suicides, and in their final destination, they will do it themselves. As they drive cross country, bonding over their dark impulses, sharing their deepest secrets and desires, living it up, hooking up, and becoming true friends, each must decide whether life is worth living or if there's no turning back.
Jesus.
Yeah. And it is as dark as you'd think. And the cover is like so edgy because it's like this kid, like, it's like a dude with like a drawn on like snake tattoo, and this girl's like cozied up to him, and you're like, what the fuck is this about to be about? But it is a good book. I promise you it is. Um, and then the last book. Have you ever seen um the movie The Five People You Meet in Heaven?
um, Let me see. I do really good with pictures of what the film might look
It should
like.
be a Ferris wheel and like
No.
okay. So the book is that it was based off of is one of my all-time favorite books and also another phenomenal read. It is from the 2000s for sure because I read it in like 6th grade. Uh, and it is about the life and death of a carnival mechanic. And he is sent to heaven after I believe he gets crushed by like a falling amusement park ride or something like that. But he encounters a whole bunch of different people who well, 5 different people who impacted his life, and it tells the story of how each one of them did, and it's about his like the resolution of his life before he gets into heaven. And it
Mm-hmm.
is uh I man, not only is that good, but the fucking movie is great. Um yeah, it's a good one. I read that. I read Big Fish and I read um Pay It Forward all in a row. I was like really into those types of. Do you know either of those? You have to know Big Fish, right?
Mm,
The movie Big Fish.
I don't think I do, dude.
Okay,
Big Fish,
that
the
is possibly
movie?
one of my all-time favorite movies, so we have to watch that together sometime. Please add it to our list. Um,
Wait, is it the thing that looks like it's got trees growing out the top?
yes,
Yes.
you have seen
But
it.
I haven't in a long time.
Okay, we should watch it together sometime because Ewan McGregor in that movie is just ugh. And so I mean so is Albert
Yeah,
Finney,
this
but
was
like
big back in the day, this movie.
this is one of my all-time favorite movies. I often forget about it because after a while it got a little like I used to watch it a lot with my dad, and when they moved it got like really rough not to have him there to watch it with me. So I stopped watching it for a while and I forget about it sometimes. But I just think that it is an incredible movie, and um the like one-liners from it are amazing. So when I found out that it was a book, I was like, "Oh my god, I have to read the book." And then I found out that Pay It Forward was a book, and I loved that movie. And I found out The 5 People You Meet in Heaven was a book, and so I read all of them, and I just spent like weeks crying. um, but yeah, Big Fish is another one I would recommend anybody read or watch. I just really think that it's phenomenal. And Pay It Forward is about a little kid who like does this like kind of movement, I guess, where he like does a good favor and then encourages somebody to pay it forward to the next person, like do a good favor for somebody else and it'll be whatever. And it's like a
Yeah.
super tragic story. And I remember the book was really, really sad, and I don't really remember the movie at all. But I remember the book being really, really sad because I think it's based off of like a true story.
I remember the movie, not all of it, obviously, because I haven't seen that one in a
But
while,
like you remember
saying
the
that,
scene.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that being a really sad movie.
Well, and I was just like, how the fuck does this happen? How old were these
Hmm.
kids? Like what? But yeah, that was that was like a good spill of time where like I would probably lump all 3 of those together. And then I would give like because they never held any special place in my heart or like really changed my life in any way, I'll give us like a little nod to like Twilight, Hunger Games, Mortal Instruments, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever read Go Ask Alice?
No.
I would put that on my list if I could remember anything about it. But I remember loving that book. It came out in the 70s, but I found it when I was in high school. And it's like an edited diary of a girl who went to a party and she was basically slipped LSD in a Coke bottle. Like they put it in her Coca-Cola. It was like a game they were playing where like 2 of the Coke bottles had LSD and the rest of them didn't, and it led to like a life of drug use and self-destruction and whatever. I remember the book being really, really good, but I haven't read it since I was in high school. And when I was in high school, I was like, yeah, drugs are cool, I guess. So I wonder what it would be like now. But I remember it being a good read, so if it stuck with my memory that long, it probably was an actually decent book.
Hmm.
Mm. I am gonna get Heir Apparent though.
Hell yeah. I can't wait to hear about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'll let you guys know. I'll do a full like Veda's book report when I finish it.
If I ever get Frankenstein, I will also do the exact same,
Hell
but
yeah. If you ever get it.
yeah, it's really up in
Okay,
the
we're
air.
placing bets. What are we getting first? Cap's book report or GTA 6?
I'm hoping Cap's book report.
It will be.
Geez.
We're never getting GTA 6.
No, the whole meme of them having delayed in their Twitter
Dude.
header
Oh my
is
god.
crazy to me.
Oh my god. At this point, I don't even want it. I don't even want it anymore. It's gonna come because it's gonna come out and we're gonna have waited all this time, and I bet you anything it's just gonna be another GTA game. It's not gonna be anything special about it. It's gonna be ass.
Yeah, I can't even speak anything good about it because having it been delayed for this long, I don't know if people much care,
I don't.
really.
I have been able to get into and out of GTA 5 7 separate times, and we still don't have GTA 6. People
Yeah.
are like account level 20,000 on GTA 5 online because we've been waiting that long.
Yeah.
We got GTA 5 remastered, done again from the bottom up, and we still don't have GTA 6. Like, why did you spend all that time doing that? You could just be working on GTA 6. Why'd you do that?
Exactly.
There's over 1,000 people who work on GTA. You're telling me we can't give 500 of them to GTA 6?
No.
That's crazy. Shut down GTA 5 for 3 weeks. It's fine. No one will miss it. I'll miss it, but no one else.
I was about to say, I think a lot of people might actually miss it.
There are a lot. That game does have a surprising retainage, which is like insane to me because there's so much hacking in the game. But the RP community is huge. Like it has a phenomenal retainage. I'm surprised that it is still that big. We don't need
crazy.
6. We don't need 6. We don't need it. We don't need it. Let's just move on from the idea. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed our presentation of our favorite books from the Scholastic Book Fair of 2005. And and I hope that if you guys have any good books, you'll recommend them to us.
Also, bring a quarter so you can pay us for another Scholastic Bookathon.
Yeah. If you wouldn't mind,
ask
your parents to give you $10. $10 so that you can buy all of the Lisa Frank notebooks and all of the fuzzy.
What was that one other one? Judy Mood or something?
Judy Blume, the books?
Those ones? What? But isn't there like it looked like a stick figure drawing and it was like the girls would read it back in the day?
Oh god, what was that called?
But those books.
Yeah.
That's where you can spend $10
listen to me. You ask your parents for $10. You pick up a Lisa Frank notebook. You pick up a gel pen, sparkly pink. You pick up a Captain Underpants book.
Or Smensel.
Yeah. You pick up a Captain Underpants book. You pick up a flavored eraser. Don't ask me why they called them flavored and not scented. I'll never know the answer to that. But you pick up a flavored eraser. You pick up a bookmark that costs 21 cents to finish out that $10 so that you're spending every cent and you don't have to hand anything back to your parents. Boom, you're good. Down to a science. Down to a science.
Down to a science.
Down to a fucking science.
Oh shit. Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed. Go ahead, check out Spotify, YouTube, all that jazz, and catch us in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Where we round off the year of 2026.
Crazy.
And we're gonna do one hell of a throwback. We're gonna have to probably dive into looking back at the YouTube videos.
I'm gonna have to upload. Yeah, I'm gonna have to upload everything just so I can go back and listen to them like on the drive down, so that I know what the hell. Everything. It's gonna be a fever dream listening to pre-hospital podcasts.
Yeah,
because I do not remember anything.
I don't think I remember anything from before August.
That's crazy. Yeah, we'll have to skim through them and see what we.
I'm good, chat. Everything before I'm good podcast wise. I might not remember too much.
The thing is that we don't do abrupt. We don't do like. Oh, that's okay. I actually don't remember anything before April. The thing is, you guys, when we were on our structured thing, like our structured episode vibe, we had Google Docs for every episode. So we could just go back and review what Google Docs we had to see what we talked about. But this year,
Yeah.
because we've been so nonchalant, it's like, we fucking vomit it onto the screen and then forget about it. You know? When I go to name the
Yeah.
episode the next day, if I haven't written anything down on a post-it, I have no idea what we talked about.
Yeah, like when you're trying to name
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Or when I'm trying to put in the
the
description,
episode.
like if we talked about anything specific, if I'm trying to think back to it, I'm like, oh, okay, we talked about Jonathan Bailey. And
It's always movies, movies, movies,
yeah,
movies,
yeah, yeah.
movies.
I do remember at a specific point we had an episode called Everyone Has a Tom Hiddleston Moment. So I know we talked about Tom Hiddleston.
Hmm.
That's the only one I remember. Like pre illness. Oh,
Oh,
or
I
maybe,
don't remember any of that.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. That's the only one I remember. And I don't know if maybe it's because I uploaded it after illness or if it's just lost in the ether. That might be one of the lost tapes because we do have lost tapes thanks to the hospital.
true.
We'll let you guys know next time.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know. Hope you guys have a lovely night. Thank you guys so much for listening, watching, hanging out,
Mm-hmm.
ranting with us, going to
Yeah.
Scholastic Book Fair. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for that. And remember, Cubbies, to keep
Keep
it
it
real,
real, but
but
keep
keep
it
it
curious.
curious. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm looking at the ground, but I'm looking for a sign. Make up your mind. Thought I heard your voice calling, almost saw me with tonight, but it was just a butterfly. Love me not, or love me kind, just wishing that you make up your mind.